From the O'Hara Construction Studio in downtown Jackson, it's the Bart Hawley Show. I'm Adam Bragginser, inviting you to join Bart and his guests. From South Central Michigan Virtual, Director Fred Parker. From the Jackson County Chamber of Commerce and Experience Jackson, new President and CEO, Ryan Tarrant, with Board Chair, Molly Bolton. From the Jackson Corvette Club, Steve and Carol Massey. From the Jackson YMCA, Aquatic Staff, Hezekiah Lewis and Alexa Markham. And from Imagine Planet, Director Gene McKim. And now, here's Bart.
Thank you. Good afternoon, everyone, and welcome to our show. It's going to be a nice afternoon. We did, as you know, have some rain showers overnight and this morning, but the Weather Service says it's probably not going to rain anymore today. Let's hope. And warming up today too, sunny and 78, summerish weather. And tonight, 55 will be our low. That's an improvement over the mid to upper 40 overnight lows that we've had in the last week. Thursday, partly sunny, 81, full 10 degrees above normal. We'll see pretty much the same for Friday, sunny, 78. And then another beautiful weekend, sunny on Saturday, high 77. Sunday, mostly sunny, and mostly 70, 74 Sunday. As the first day of fall, Saturday, this weekend. And there you have it, today's weather. Thank you, Kelly Express, for sponsoring the weather and for all the great things you do in our community. Great and quality mobile gas, super service, convenience. They're close to you, and they've got great snacks and specials every month. The pizza special this month, a 2-item pizza. It's as big as a car tire, and you get an order of cheesy bacon bread and a 2-liter bottle of Pepsi product, like Sierra Mist. Do they still make that? Sierra Mist? I believe so, yeah. $25.99 at Napoleon, South Street, Jefferson Road, Grass Lake, and the new location on County Farm Road. Thank you, Kelly Express. We're going to take a look outside. We've got the sky cam looking east in beautiful Jackson, and I think we're starting to see some color. We are a long ways away from the peak of fall foliage, but it is starting to creep in southern lower Michigan. There are bands of color in northern Michigan already. Today is the 20th of September. We're exactly two-thirds of the way through the month. It is National Pepperoni Pizza Day. And you know who has a good pepperoni pizza, Brandon?
I know Grand River does.
Grand River Brewery.
Kelly Express has very good
Kelly
pepperoni
Express.
pizza. Yeah, Chase.
The Chase.
Yes.
I don't think I've ever met a pepperoni pizza I didn't like. But we do have a lot of great pizza places. I am so old that I remember when Jackson, we had no pizza in Jackson. Really, I know you look at me funny, but we had Andy's, and that was it. I'm serious. There were no chains at one point, and let's see, there was another place on East Michigan, but I think that's about it. It was very hard to find in the early pioneer days of Jackson. It is National String Cheese Day, the cheese that people love to eat that has no taste. National Punch Day, National Fried Rice Day, National Gibberish Day. Fried rice is pretty much gibberish on a plate. And National LGBTQ Veterans Day. And that's being observed because it was on this day in 2011, the U.S. policy, the official U.S. policy of don't ask, don't tell, ended. And under that policy, openly gay personnel were not allowed to serve in the United States military. They could serve as long as they didn't tell anybody. On this day in 2001, President Bush declared war on terror. He spoke before Congress, and it was just days after the attack on America. 1984, The Cosby Show aired for the first time, and I don't think you can see The Cosby Show anywhere anymore. Can you? Is it still?
You can.
You
yeah.
can?
I watched it last week. I'm not going to lie.
Oh, really? It's somewhere.
Yeah.
It was very popular for a while. 1973, I remember this. Billie Jean King won the Battle of the Sexes. This was a tennis match between Bobby Riggs and Billie Jean King. It was held in Houston. Riggs won another mixed gender match against Margaret Court earlier in the year. The matches were prompted. Bobby Riggs said that even at his age of 55, he could beat any female tennis player. And guess what? He couldn't. Billie Jean King won $100,000. It was one of the most viewed tennis matches on TV ever in history. 90 million people watched it. And in 1904, Wilbur Wright made the first circular flight. Instead of going from point A to point B, he went from point A to point A, and that took 1 minute and 16 seconds on the Wright Flyer 2. And in 1969, a band that didn't exist hit #1 on the Billboard chart with their hit song. A band, what could it be, Brendan? A band that didn't exist.
1969.
1969 hit #1 on the Billboard chart.
The Monkees?
It was very close.
Partridge
Monkees,
Family?
that was a great guess. It was the Archies
Okay.
with Sugar. And I remember that because my sister had that record on her Kenner Closen play. Look it up. Now on to Today in the J, brought to you by Experience Jackson. As we see the Ella Sharp Museum, are they doing something at the Ella? Maybe. No, maybe not. Well, maybe they are. But, oh yeah, they're doing the Gears. The bike exhibit is now on, and it continues through the end of the year. If you haven't seen it, it's pretty spectacular. The museum opened today, getting ready to welcome their new executive director, Jeremy Frew. When does he start? I think next week.
Soon. Yeah, he's
Next
a
week.
great addition to them. Yeah, good guy.
He gave a 5-week notice at Jackson College and ended up, he got all his work done in 2 days. So today, Jackson College and JAMA having a career day from 4 to 6 p.m. in the City View room at the Commonwealth Commerce Center. And all are welcome. They're going to have 35 to 40 businesses from manufacturing, healthcare, MDOC, energy, business. Multiple industries will be represented, and people will be hiring full-time, part-time, internship opportunities, many positions. They'll train you and pay for that. There are entry-level and highly skilled opportunities. All you have to do is show up today between 4 and 6 p.m. I know Jackson College and JAMA members will be well represented as they are jointly putting on this job fair. Today is the final day of the season of Music in the Park in Grass Lake. This is the 11th season that the Farmers Market and Music in the Park teaming up for a wonderful evening in Grass Lake on Wednesday nights throughout the year. And while the Farmers Market will continue, the Music in the Park wraps up tonight. Farmers Market starts at 4 p.m. today, and the Music in the Park tonight and tonight only is at 7 p.m. They're starting a little bit later, and the music is by The Look, featuring Dave Edwards. And thanks to all the sponsors, all the volunteers putting on a great season of Music in the Park. And it's the weekly gaming event at Nostalgia Inc. They have board games, role-playing games. Board games start at 5 p.m. And other games start throughout the evening. You can play in person or online. There's links at Nostalgia Inc.'s social media pages and on Today in the J on jtv.tv. And that's it. Today in the J. Thank you, Experience Jackson. We have news today that the Jackson Area Transportation Authority and True Community Credit Union have donated $2,000 to provide bus passes to residents of Andy's Place. Andy's Place, as you know, is the recovery housing project in Jackson, which addresses substance abuse recovery holistically. A great success story, Andy's Place is. They have a lot of people working very hard to get people in recovery, and these folks, for the most part, are low income, so they're appreciating the help. The presentation of the donation by True Community Credit Union CEO Chrissy Siders to Michael Brown and Jada, and also Mike from Andy's Place as well, Mike Hurst, the founder of Andy's Place. So thanks to Jada and their board and their team for this great donation. The annual fall hydrant, there's a sign of fall.
Yes.
The hydrant. And today, Ben Tripp reported he saw a hydrant being flushed.
Downtown.
Downtown?
Yeah.
Have they had a schedule?
You don't know?
Maybe they're testing,
Yeah.
practicing. So this happens, they do it throughout the city. It's happening in the city, also in Summit, Blackman, and Leone Townships. These are the maps. This is on the city website. You can see where they will be starting. They start September 25th in the southwest portion of the city, and then they move to the northeast. So the caution is, when they're flushing the hydrants in your neighborhood, do not do your laundry, because you will end up with, your whites will be rusts. And they are washing the sediment out, and they say the water is safe to drink. It's a temporary, and it is done twice a year, and it clears the debris and sediment out of the pipes. We have a brand new food circus that premieres today on JTV. Adrian Sharp and the food circus crew headed to Albion to check out a couple of their neat destinations. Here's a quick preview.
Today on Food Circus, we head back to beautiful downtown Albion, Michigan to showcase two of the many amazing businesses in the area. Foundry Bakehouse and Deli, as well as Superior Street Mercantile. First, we visit Foundry Bakehouse and Deli. The Foundry attracts visitors from Albion and the surrounding areas. And I can see why. It's located on the ground floor of the historic Peabody Building in downtown. They're a built-from-scratch local business serving breakfast and lunch with in-season ingredients from local food artisans. They'll even make custom cakes. Just down the street from Foundry Bakehouse and Deli is Superior Street Mercantile, a 2,500 square foot store that offers over 100 Michigan-based brands, including a dozen from the greater Albion community. Superior Street Mercantile fills the largest void in the downtown, taking up 2 storefronts of a building that dates back to 1884.
Very cool places that Albion is blessed to have in their beautiful downtown. And I can't wait to see the show. It starts today at 3, 7, and 10 right here on JTV. Before that show starts, we've got this show, so stay with us. We've got some great guests. We're going to start things off with Fred Parker from South Central Michigan Virtual, part of Jackson Public Schools. They're growing, they're expanding, they're moving. Today we are going to introduce you to the new president and CEO of the Jackson County Chamber of Commerce and Experience Jackson. It is Ryan Tarrant. Also today, Molly Brown will be along. She's the board chair of the chamber. From the Jackson Corvette Club, Steve and Carol Massey will be here. We've got a couple folks from the Jackson YMCA and the Aquatics program, Ezekiel Lewis and Alexa Markham, and the founder, executive director of Imagine Planet, Gene McKim, will be here. And I think it's Rocks and Minerals Month at Imagine Planet. All of this today here on JTV. Great to have you here. And we get started right after these words.